having technical difficulties. He must be. What's going on?
He was just here. Is he? He's not coming. Oh, okay. He'll come back.
Yeah, he'll roll back in here. We'll get him back in.
I had to refresh.
Yeah.
So how you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. It's tricky, man, because you still sort of some way like feel sick just a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Have a good Christmas Day.
I had one minute. Taking my room all day.
What happened?
I was taking my room all day.
Yeah. They bring you food at least?
Yeah. It was good.
I hear you. I stayed home and did Zoom with the family, but I have friends here, so we...
Darn, I have no audio. I'll have to come back.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys are silent to me.
I can hear you.
I'll have to reboot.
We can hear you. The Vikings played on... It's not Lego, but the Vikings played Friday. So we watched the game.
Oh, okay.
They lost.
He said they lost. Yeah, they did.
Whatever.
How y'all let somebody score 6 times? The same person.
Dude, Kamara scored 6 touchdowns.
How y'all let somebody score 6 times?
Nobody's done that for 100 years. It's a record that stood from 1929 or something like that.
No, I think Gale Sayers did it. Gale Sayers did it. He scored 6 times in one game.
Man, I don't know, but that's the problem is the defense. I don't want to turn off your Lego people here.
Yeah.
What's up, Brickster Chris? What's up, Remy Bake here? What's up, Gribbling Wizard? Hope you guys had a good holiday. We're just jumping right back into this. What do you call it? The Interceptor build with a build along with the designer who's having technical difficulties right now.
Yes.
That's cool though. Like I was like, why is he doing this? But he's trying to perfect even his like.
Yeah, as we're going along. Yeah, as we're going along, he's trying to perfect it as we start pointing things out and stuff like that. And
yeah.
He's kind of find a way to kind of condense some of the steps, and so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, if he ever makes a couple more, like a year from now or something, he'll probably take a break. I don't know.
Yeah, he's gonna sell them by the set, but I can see him selling the instructions, and these things are like,
oh right,
you can't get lost on here. You just can't. It's real hard to get lost.
I've been there, man. I've designed sets for Brickmania a couple times. It's not easy.
Yeah, I leave it to you guys because I just
fun part's to just designing it.
Mm-hmm.
Then you guys sit down, and work up piece count, and step by step, take it apart, rebuild. So I'm just sorting. If anybody's watching me, just sort. Close to Nashville fighting service issues. So, well, I know Moto's in Denver, though. So I bet you everybody, though, today might be watching Wonder Woman or something like that. A lot of streaming services. A lot of
streaming, man. Everybody's streaming.
Did you check it? Do you have HBO Max?
Did you check out that Wonder Woman?
What's that?
I said, did you check out that Wonder Woman movie?
Yeah.
Weird.
Mediocre?
I figured that. That's why I wasn't in a rush to do it. I figured that much, so that's why I wasn't in a rush to get it. I said, yeah. I and I told you, I said I feel like they told this story already. So that's all.
The first Wonder Woman was epic. It was it's like they raised the bar so high. There's no way you can come back with a sequel, but they dropped the ball a couple times. I won't spoil it, but they dropped the ball. Just mishandled some scenes.
It's unfortunate.
And I hate it when I watch a movie and think, oh, if they would have just like, I don't know, focus. I don't know. I don't know. Say it. So I started watching DC Titans, Teen Titans.
Teen Titans, yeah.
Instead, since that's on HBO Max too, I figure I'll stay in the DC world and keep watching DC content.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. That was better.
Okay.
It's more mature. It's like a mature show. There's a lot of action and stuff. Maybe that's it. Maybe I just like the action. Or maybe I like the more action shots. What you been watching in your room?
Oh man, everything, bro. everything I get my hands on, man. I hate being sick, man. And now I'm to a point where like I'm not physically sick anymore, but you kind of gotta wait the duration out, right?
Yeah. So I know if I was like bedridden sick, I'd just be sitting there watching shows, or not even watching shows, just sleeping or something.
Yeah, and you don't want to, I kind of don't want to do that because I don't want to be up in the middle of the night.
So it's good to see that you got a Lego table out. And you got some bricks. Set to build.
There's something going on, man. You kind of gotta have something roll with it because cabin fever is crazy, man. So thank God for Lego, man.
They bring you some Christmas gifts. You open up anything?
I got not quite.
Not quite.
Not quite. Yeah. Not I got some stuff, but it wasn't Lego. So I mean that's
fine. Yeah. I kind of made a mistake early in my AFOL days. I told kind of like my parents and stuff like, yeah, you probably shouldn't buy me a Lego because I probably already have it. Which is kind of true. Like it's hard to buy Lego sets for an AFOL because you probably already have it.
Right, that's how I kind of felt too. It's like people kind of body, don't buy Lego because probably that you're gonna buy it probably already have it.
Moto, are you here? Can you hear
I'm
us?
here finally. Oh my gosh, that was weird.
That happens. For me, I don't know. I've seen a couple examples. Like if you use your PC for like Spotify and then use speakers differently and stuff, if you like shut down and then join a stream, it's not going to happen. So sometimes you just need to reboot.
Yeah, I hadn't rebooted this machine in like 10 days, and also I hadn't rebooted my router. So it was just time to unplug everything and just give it a solid smashing.
Yeah.
And the OS updated, so that's good. So I know it's totally fresh. I was like 5 minutes waiting for blue spinning wheels and things.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to the server update. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Remy. That's sad. But at least it wasn't
Knock off Lego. Oh, that's the worst. That was like, I got a question. What was the worst Christmas gift you ever got? And I was like,
what happened?
Glued Lego on a hat. I was like,
you said Lego on a hat.
Yeah, I was like, it's Lego, I guess, but I can't do nothing with it.
When you put Lego on the hat, it gets kind of murky. I'm just saying.
Yeah, knockoff. I don't know what I would do unless it was a custom fig. Then I bend the rules a little bit on some of the custom figs.
It's a little murky.
You've made progress.
I have, my friend. I have. Like you said, it's just hard to kind of put this baby there because you're trying to see it. And now I can see it. I believe.
Yeah, once you get those headlights in, you can see kind of how it's going to take shape.
Oh yeah.
Those headlights are the old door or window pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Old school window pieces set in with clips, but the angle setting is really what I thought was kind of a cool maneuver. Once you set that angle, it just goes right into place.
Oh yeah. Once you get all those clips in, you get once you get those clips in, like I said, it clicks right into place, and then you see it, and it's like wow, that right there, and that's like a little. Sorry for the fun, but motivation to keep going. It's like man, now you can see when you see the headlights, you can see it.
Yeah, once those window frames, those yellow window frames come in as they're emulating the gold. Basically, the front of the Interceptor has these gold, this gold pattern over the headlights, and I thought that was the best way to represent it cleverly with some NPU. You also have the you've got the rack and pinion cam steering in place now too.
I do.
Yep. So are you working like the engine submodel? I can't remember what's next. I gotta pull my manual.
Actually, on this is I'm closing on step 300 now.
300. Woo!
300. Strong group there. 300.
Oh yeah. That's right. You have to build the firewall before you build the hood. Yeah, it's a real simple. They call it a firewall. It's the panel that sits right under the dashboard in front of your legs and feet, between the engine block and then you. And this one's just a big brick built slab wall. But today, once you get that down, you're probably going to finish the hood, and the hood is really fun. I think I used just about every different proportion of snot or slope, curved slope in that hood.
I tell you what, this is the process has been like I don't want to say challenging, but it's been innovative. Like it's been real innovative. And it's been a fun process, man.
Oh, good.
What's up, Bryce? Lego Train guy in the chat. How you doing?
Oh, hey, yeah. Sorry, Lego Train guy. I should be wearing my dots bracelet. What's wrong with me?
Oh, I had mine right here too.
Where are my manners?
Hey, we're building Lego for Lego Build Day. Today is Lego Build Day, and Jesse is
nice. I got the icy one, Moto. Check this out.
nice.
Build, baby.
Icy one.
Yeah, mine is the Interstellar Planety one.
Word to your mother.
Yeah, my grandmother gave me the stupid jacket. Wow.
Oh wow, you just laid in the yeah, look at that.
Oh, steering.
Yeah, he just put the what's going to be the engine block base, but it covers up and snaps, and that's what makes the steering rack solid once you get that piece in. And then it's the firewall. Yeah. I like how you show that steering function with your fingers.
Oh yeah.
Because once you have that in the dash, it's not going to be as easy anymore. So you might as well enjoy it now while you can.
Yeah, well,
Dag nabbit.
Hello, Lego Train Guy. LTG Lego Train Guy. All the caps, all the underscores. I love it.
Yeah. There's the Breedling Wizards in the house. Bricks for Chris. Merry Christmas, Bricks for Chris. Oh yeah. I heard what happened.
Wow,
Friend. Yeah, I heard what happened.
a massive explosion.
Yeah, unfortunate, man. We're going through something. The pandemic.
Now that thing went off near an AT&T building. Is that correct?
Yeah, because that's where the
So
communication tower was. Yeah, the communications tower. So the person, I mean,
yeah, I wonder they might have taken out a switch from the sounds of it. I was so when I worked for Sprint, I worked in an office that proudly showed off the core telecom infrastructure behind a bunch of glass. And after 9/11, they had to take out all the glass, replace it with a bunch of concrete, and then they had to build concrete barriers and then a second set of concrete barriers. Because that equipment, that switching equipment, basically drove all of the 911 circuits and first responder circuits for like a 4-state area. So if someone basically took a car and did the same thing here to that building, it would have taken out like Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, and part of Arizona. For some voice functions.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that core telecom infrastructure, it used to be a big, proud thing that companies would show off that they had all this technology, but now whenever they build infrastructure, they have to harden the daylights out of it to make sure it can stay up in case someone wants to blow it up. It's really sad.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, that's the world we're living in.
Yeah, it is the world we're living in now.
Fire sale like Die Hard 3. Die Hard 4 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, the equipment's so distributed. You can only take out chunks of it. It's not like you can wipe out the whole thing, unless you do a software hack or something nasty like that, malware hack. Hello, Donnie.
Hey, Donnie.
Yeah, get that basic brick out. Keep those plates out. You're gonna make fast work of this.
And this is, I'm a little bit excited because it's like it's not that many bricks left in the bag. They're all on the build, right? So I think I'm getting close.
Yeah, you're getting past the point of basic brick. I don't do a lot of basic brick simply because when I put things together, I tend to use a lot of plates because they have finer detail to them. But yeah, there's a couple sections around just building up the car body and chassis that I used basic brick. But after that, man, it's just going to be pretty much plates, lots of curved slopes, tiles, snot work. Yeah, I'm just looking ahead. Oh, you're almost into just pure styling from here on out, once you get that thing in. Then the fun begins.
So you said I'm gonna be screaming.
Well, it's just going to be more satisfying because you're going to see actual shapes of the car get laid in. Until you get to the dashboard, and you will curse my name, and I will be here to talk you through it. I will be here to talk you through it.
I think one of the probably more complex builds I did was the UCS Ghost, and I
Oh
think
God.
that I mean, I even look at it now, like the engines, the rear engines, they sag. And so when I had reached out to them and said, hey, look, y'all got, problems with the engine sagging. They just told me, yo, well, you got to make sure that everything is, put together real tight. Yeah, kind of did that, and it's still sagging. It's like it's kind of sad because it's like, man, that thing could be so magnificent, but I see it, so I know somebody else sees it.
So you had to do like a mod of the mod?
No, I haven't yet, but what I am going to do is they came out with a version 2 of it. So what I am going to do is break down once I acquire all the new brick for the version 2. I will break it down and then rebuild it.
Oh, you're gonna do what they call like a Star Trek refit.
Yeah.
You're gonna do a refit. Yeah. What's up, Agent Play Well?
What's up, fellas? How's the build going?
Oh, it's rolling, brothers. Rolling.
It's got tires.
That's
It's got
good.
tires on the car.
Get them
He's got the
rubbers
fire-
going.
Yeah, he's got the firewalls going down now. Boom. Now it's going to start looking good. He's going to work on the hood.
Looks like it's got steering capability, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
If you turn, well, sort of. Because that angle is really severe. If you look at the angle coming off of the rack steering, and the way he set it up to the side just now, he had to angle it to the hard to the right.
Oh, I see that little tiny angle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really severe angle. So if you have the steering wheel on, it's not like the front tires move very easily. The rack does work, but that angle is a really tough angle. So what kind of happens is if you move the front tires, it's kind of like the steering wheel will turn. But to reach in, there's not a lot of room for your fingers to reach in and actually turn the steering wheel and watch the wheels turn. It's just not really easy to get enough. I found that my fingers weren't strong enough at least to get enough torque on that thing to make them move any measurable distance.
And the fact that you have the mechanical ability in there is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's as legit as I could get it with the room I had. It's getting really crowded.
Here we go. So, any possibility of getting these vendors, like any vendors to this?
I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
I said, any possibility of doing any changes to this as we move along?
One more time.
Is there any possibilities of you doing any revisions of this, like any changes?
I have to modify the manual based on the feedback that you've given me and Richard and Flynn. There are mistakes in the manual, no question about it. But as far as changes, no. I do want to make notes on how to convert this to the pure. What do I want to say? The way the build is constructed is sort of like a hybrid between the first Mad Max movie and the second one, the Road Warrior. To make it accurate to the Road Warrior, you take the front bumper off, and then you take the Nexo night shields off and replace them with a 2x2 tile. So I could do like little conversion instructions like that, like how to make it really accurate to the true Road Warrior build.
Uh-huh.
But as far as There's nothing else I'd change. Everything else in there is pretty much to scale and really accurate to a scale model. Besides, after all this time I put into it, it's just time for me to move on. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I might come back to it, but it'd have to be at least a year of break. Some time away from it. Come back at it with fresh eyes.
Did anybody get any Lego for Christmas?
Oh, dude.
My
small art director got a lot of Lego.
Oh, really?
He got an overwhelming amount of Lego. Like every relative donated to the cause, and then of course I heaped some stuff on top.
Cool.
So,
Is he a new like up and coming AFOL, or has he been in the game for a while, or what?
He started when he was 4, and he started mocking when he was maybe 6. So he's been doing little weird mocks for like 2 years now. And what was really interesting is this year, well, particularly this Christmas, he got a bunch of Lego sets, and he said, these are really cool, but I kind of don't want to make sets anymore. I just want to make my own thing. So that was really interesting.
That's
But
good.
he's been churning out all sorts of really weird and strange and unusual cool things. I stole one of his designs. Or I stole the basic design from him. This thing. So I call this the flower power.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he came up with the whole translucent claw stacking.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just took that right off of him. I put I modified the core and these extra other elements in, but he gets 100% of the credit for inventing this.
Sweet.
Not this. I copied his build. I didn't take it from him.
Right.
It's like stealing mocks from a baby. But no, he's starting to come up with really neat and crafty things.
Cool.
But who knows? Yeah, if he may lose interest. I don't know. But yeah, if he keeps it up, he's going to be pretty darn good.
not that. You make it a part of his life. Like how most most parents part of his life or some type of activity part of your kid's life. So it's just probably or something.
Yeah, I do. He has a bit of a work perspective though, because I do have to remind him. I have to remind him that I'm like, hey, when you go into the garage and you take 3 bags of stuff and you dump it out and you put things together. He says, yeah. I said, that container is more Lego than most kids have. The one container you're starting to take stuff from. It's like a lot of kids don't have what we have. So just appreciate it and put things together and have fun with it. But whenever he does his virtual classroom check-ins in the morning, sometimes he'll say, "Look what I built." I can hear him saying, "Look what I built," to his teacher. I put something together.
Nice.
I think it would be interesting if I always think about if we had the pab wall back when we were kids, what would we do with that? Or would we even care to go there and get parts from the pab wall if we had it back when we were kids?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you when I'm in the store, yeah, kids are getting stuff off the pab wall, and their parents are, there to keep the cup size within reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're going off and they're making great things, I think.
Yeah.
Especially what they stock for Easter is always incredible. You always get just crazy great pieces for floral arrangements or bright colors or lots of tree stuff and carrots. I always remember there's always a million carrots.
Yeah, a lot of uncommon colors.
But the other store is Bricks and Minifigs. Man, a Bricks and Minifigs is insane. When I was, I had to go pick up a model from Bricks and Minifigs.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily I went the day before Christmas, so it wasn't rush hour. It was pretty thin. But even then, there was a guy who came in, and he had never been in a Bricks and Minifigures before. And so I said, "Oh, you got to put on the gloves they provide before you start going to the bins." But he was I asked him, what are you doing? He's like, "Oh, my daughter just loves Star Wars. I'm just looking for Star Wars pieces for her." A couple of gray space tanks. Yeah, no kidding. Wouldn't we all? But yeah, he was there, and then I saw a lot of. There's a lot of. I'd say 14, 15, and 16 with their parents going through and doing the. I think they were selling old sets or moving stuff in and out and buying some stuff there at BAM,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice to see. But yeah, if you could buy brick that you could go through by the volume like you can there.
So see how far
Yeah, I
away
don't
is
know.
the minifigs from your house?
One is 30 minutes and the other is an hour drive.
See, that would
And
be
then-
nice.
And then the Lego store is about 30 minutes. No, 15 to 20.
Yeah, I have a Lego store 30 to 45 minutes away, but the closest Bricks and Minifigs is up north in the San Francisco Bay Area, which is 5 or 6 hours away. So
Not worth it, yeah.
I don't have anything like
Yeah, I'm lucky that I live in Denver. Denver is surprisingly well situated for aficionado.
I thought there was one in Los Angeles, but I guess not.
It's a minifig.
Yeah.
I would love.
There's also another toy store that does Lego as well. So it's not BAM, but it does have a large Lego component to it. And I think it's maybe 40 minutes away.
Yeah, that would be nice. I'd probably
Yeah,
be there a lot.
But really, Bricklink is the great equalizer.
Yeah, I mean, but you're just paying for shipping and weight, and by the time it gets here, your motivation isn't there anymore, or you're moving on to something else, or I don't know.
I'm highly motivated because if I have to order from Bricklink at this point, it means that I fell short on pieces and I can't continue building.
Yeah,
The
Well,
mock
that's
is
same
literally
here.
stuck until I get it. So,
same here.
oh, there he goes.
That feeling.
Yeah, 338,
I'm at
339, 340. Yeah.
342.
So
Yeah,
the
so you're
frame,
starting to.
the light
Go ahead.
framing, those yellow light frames, are those windows?
Yeah, they're vintage window, the
Gotcha.
window inserts
Okay,
for the Legoland buildings.
that's cool. Cool part.
I love vintage parts. If I can work a vintage part in, I'm always happy.
I almost thought they were those brickheads glasses, glass frames, but I don't think we get them in yellow yet.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
So is it possible you can slide in step 342 before you put the curve strokes in?
You gotta get closer to the mic. I could barely hear
We're
you.
having a really hard time hearing you.
Oh, sorry. Is it possible that you can slide in like step number 342 with the 1x1 plates? Can you slide that before you put in the curved slopes?
Yeah, because it's gonna be hard on your fingers, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a little. I mean, like it was it's definitely doable, but it was just an awkward feeling.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm gonna take it back to where the heck can I take it back to?
Like you could probably run it before you put down 337.
Oh, you know what I'll do? Because those bricks go on the plate from 341. I'll have to make 341 and 342 a sub model that you then attach.
Oh yeah. You can attach them and then put them on. Yeah.
Yeah, attach the 1x1s to the 1x what is that, a 1x6, and then you attach it to the hood. Thank you, valued customer.
Anytime.
Your feedback has been noted. Now, what you may notice is I did a curved slope that was a 1x3. Then you've done curved slopes that are basically 4x4s, even though they're like 2x4s. Now you're going to start adding 1x2s, and then you're going to start to add what's essentially like a 1x8.
1x8. Okay.
So that when you look at the shape of the hood, it's going to be a composite of 4 different slopes, all in different varying degrees of camber, to form that Falcon, that Ford Falcon look, to try to gradually have the angle get more severe as you get toward the front, and the insert goes up toward the supercharger block. It's really subtle, but I try to do little things like that to kind of give it the feel of the visual flow and camber of the hood. Because you don't have a slope that's compound to go this way at the same time it's going forward. So the only thing I could do is try to change the depth of where the slopes are meeting the hood to try to give it that layered effect. Yeah, Mel is a guinea pig, by the way. Mel and Tricky Bricks are both going through this set and giving me hints of where I need to change the instructions. These are my beta testers. Or if you're in New Zealand, it's a beta. You're a beta tester.
The bag empty.
Yay. Yeah, Flash Pants. When I was researching my house, I wasn't in AFOL, so I just got lucky in where we settled down. We chose the location because I could get to. I didn't know where I'd work. You know, of course, once you want to settle down on a place, you got to look at where you could possibly work, and I needed a place where I could get to Boulder, Colorado, and as well as the far south of Denver, maybe even Castle Rock. And Golden, going west to Golden. So I wanted to cover a large geographic area of where I could commute to work. And that's where we kind of settled on. But just so happens that by being equidistant from all the major highways, it put me in the perfect position to get to all these Lego resources as well.
What's up, Flash Pants? I think he's across the pond, Moto.
Yeah.
So,
He's having all the fun right now.
Well, his avatar is with Flash. Got a
yeah.
Flash suit on, and that's my favorite superhero of all time. Yeah, Mel's payment was all the brick, the instructions, and he's got a 1 of 3 box experience that no one else has.
That means you can't get it. You're not going to be able to get it.
No one else is going to get it.
Get to keep the set for beta testing. Wow.
Good old England. Awesome. It is late in England.
It might be.
It's got to be past midnight or maybe even 11, depending on the time zone. The blisters are free.
He's a vampire from England.
Yeah. Well, Cy O'Connor is the man who never sleeps. I don't know if you know Cy, but that guy never gets any sleep.
Did you get everything you wanted, Troy?
Oh, I didn't get anything.
Oh, boy, you just,
Got a lump of coal.
boy, what the hell is going on, Troy?
I get everything I want during the year, so
Yeah, you can't really you can't give a gift to a man who has everything.
Yeah, very
That's the
true.
general policy.
Alicia made us a really nice dinner and
Don't forget the Festivus for the rest of us, huh?
got us a honey baked ham, so that was really nice.
Nice. Yeah, I'm eating a lot of ham leftovers today.
Yeah, so that was I said, I want a ham. I want a honey baked ham for Christmas. So that's what we got. So that was my gift.
Food is always great, Food is great.
Awesome. I'm going to still be eating leftovers tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
We had
Make
this.
sandwiches.
My wife and son are vegetarians, so we had this veggie roast thing, and I'm still working my way through it.
Ooh.
1:43 a.m. here. 7 hour, yeah.
Woo, Flash Pants.
Whoosh. Yikes.
Good morning.
Hey, so we spend it on one.
Now, are you staying up late, or do you just get up early? That's the big question.
Yeah.
That's on the verge of I'm not sure which end of that is happening.
Right.
Ahoy, hoy, Monica Berry.
Very.
Got it.
Oh yeah, he's starting to put the tire well cover on.
Yeah.
Awesome, you're zipping along. He's broken the 350 barrier, that's for sure.
Great. You saved my life, Moto, because I don't know what I've been doing up here by myself.
Couldn't hear you. You're gonna have to get up in that mic, man.
Oh, sorry. I said you saved my life, man, because I don't know what I'll be doing by myself up in here, up in quarantine, bro.
Well, at least I gave you a model that's gonna, you can keep working it off camera as long as you want. Because now you were saying your quarantine, as long as you are, feeling great, is over Monday. Is that correct?
Yeah. As long as I'm okay, like all my symptoms are away, then I'm out on Monday.
So
Then
2 more days?
Monday would be 10 days. So
Oh, they do 10 days, not 14.
no, CDC is 10 days. So
Okay.
But I mean, recommended is 14 for CDC.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So how many days has it been? 7? 8.
Yeah.
All right.
Out there. So
You're at that 7 to 8 day mark, and you're feeling okay.
yeah, I'm feeling fine, man. Thank goodness, man.
Okay.
Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
because usually it kind of settles in, and then you get better, and then around 5, 6, 7 is where if it comes back, then you start to get into trouble.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while for it to start to cascade through your body, and then you get into really bad territory. So that's good to hear.
I was feeling real bad that the first few days it hit me like a ton of bricks. Damn.
Thank goodness.
So, that's just that. I'm not.
Yeah, so you're going to be. Let me think. You might be. If you keep building this, you should be halfway through by tomorrow. Which means, yeah, you could spend your entire time working on this thing, and you would probably have it done by the end of quarantine if you hammered on it for like 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Now that you'd want to.
12 hours?
Well, probably not 12. When I put it together, it was like 5 or 6 for me to put it together, but I designed it. So I was dropping brick pretty fast. And also, I was very fortunate. When I build, I build like on the floor, and I have all my pieces surrounding me. I almost look like a little monk in the middle of this gigantic mandala drawing with brick. So I can do the octopus, right? I can just go like this, double-handed putting it down. But the way Mel's doing it is every little container he has to open it up and reach inside and then find the thing and put it down. So it takes a longer time to pick, pull, and pat and lock it than if you have like containers and stuff just surrounding you.
Yeah, that's what I probably should.
No, don't speed it up. Savor the build. That was in the note. I also wrote a personalized note to Mr. Mel.
Yes. All right.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, before you put that down. So the best way to put that down is starting from the front of the hood to the back of the hood.
Okay.
So you want to angle it so the front of the hood is starting to go down, in lockstep with those headlights. And once you feel that lock, you can start to lock it into place on the edges of the outside edges of the hood going backwards. And it might take a couple tries before you feel it. You feel where it's supposed to sit. But that front stud is a bit of a mystery. Just look at it from the side, because there's a bunch of strange jumper and strange studding going on.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna want to just kind of guide it and eyeball it in. Either that or sorry, you might have to rework some stuff. But you're going to want to lock it in from the tip of the edges of the front and settle it and hinge it down and connect it, just settle it down in the back, and then you start to press from the back forward. And it should go completely flush with the back. So you'll know if it's flush with the back, you know you've got it positioned right. It's just a matter of making sure all the stuff you've been working toward finally connects. Yeah, this is one of those things where you kind of have to feel your way through it. and there will be a stud exposed. So one other thing is look really closely at the drawing and notice that the front stud is not going to lock down. It's going to be 1/2 exposed. Yeah. So that's what's a little strange is most people think that it should stud into that first stud and it doesn't. It floats above it and a half stud backwards. So I'm gonna have to write a custom note, but that was one of the feedbacks I got as well. And you might have to, squirrel it around a bit before it finally locks in place.
Doc Sampson's here. It's so complicated, Moto has to walk you through it.
Yeah. I promise to do better, Doc. That's why we're doing this, is so I can write notes and
He's taking notes.
Put hints into the manual.
It's a lot of work, man. Because you may think you may understand it when you're building it, but for somebody that's coming right into the build through just
that's a nice trick. He took that tile off so he can line it up visually. That might be something I do is keep that off until the end. Hashtag the struggle is real. No, a lot of he's feeling, you can see where he's finding out that a lot of my techniques have, especially this front, this is where it gets pretty wicked, where there's a lot of jumper and half plate offsets between the front to the rear, and the hood is kind of what makes that transition lock together.
You want something real? Actually, move it down easy without the stud. The studs was not getting in the way.
Oh, there were studs that were in the way?
Yeah, they were.
Where were they?
They weren't locked in. I think you need the studs with the hole in it.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude.
That's what I think you need. That's what was impeding.
You should have had Apollo studs. Those are called Apollo studs, and I believe I gave you a bunch of them.
Let me check.
And maybe
I grabbed the wrong studs.
Maybe you grabbed the solids, but let me check.
Yeah, let me check.
Yes, those are supposed to be Apollo studs. So if you look at the 1x1 stud that's toward the front, right behind the cheese whiz composite, that's supposed to be an Apollo stud. And if they were solid, they won't go on.
They don't go on. Yeah.
So I will make a note as well of like an exclamation mark of like make sure it's Apollo.
yeah.
Because otherwise, if you don't have because the reason I need an Apollo stud, as you saw it, is it's a 1/2 offset and it has to receive the molding bar going down.
Yeah, I don't have them. I'll see. I left it open for now.
Okay, just leave it open. But yeah.
I think you're not going to even see it through now because you got the.
So guys, you're beginning to see that it gets down to even. I had to accommodate. So I had a 1x1 round stud, but it had the hollow opening because of the 1/2 recess. It's locking into the 1/2 offset between the plate. There's a little bar molded in the bottom of the plate, and it has to go into there. And if you use a solid stud, it's gonna keep hitting that post that's underneath.
Yeah, that's what was stopping me.
Good catch. Sorry about that. Okay, and now you get to put in one of the coolest things in this build. Now, I gave it to you all pre-assembled.
The engine?
So this engine
block.
I Yeah, the engine with the supercharger, I gave it to him pre-assembled because a lot of the pieces that are in the engine block they don't come in bright silver.
Mm-hmm.
So I custom spray painted anything that wasn't bright silver. And then to keep it from chipping, I assembled it together and put it in a plastic bag all by itself. But yeah, Berg, if you like take any of the pieces off and take a look at them,
Mm-hmm.
I did spray paint the bottoms of the brick completely as well as the top and all the sides. So it looks like a truly molded silver brick. It's just that I pre-locked it together for you. But I couldn't not have a completely bright silver engine and superchargers.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Nice craftsman shit.
There you go. So that's a decent spray paint job.
Very cool.
I might have even spray painted the I even spray painted the Technic pins that are normally black or gray. And then that rubber band. It's just the rubber band. Yeah. But if you turned one cam, it would turn the other kind of thing. But yeah, that's the engine block. And you just set it right in exactly like you'd think you do. Boom. Well, you've got the front pretty much done.
What do you think, Troy?
And check out, one of the cool things is if you check out the headlights now, the angle wasn't just set into the bumper. The angle of those headlights should, perfectly touch the hood. Yeah, and those windows want to kind of fall out of the clips all the time. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah. It's not getting there.
Yep, but there's no gap between the headlight angle and the bumper and the hood. There you go.
Nice. Looks clean.
Should be.
Nice.
It should be completely clean. Yep, and you'll have to that tile is once again a half set. It's not offset. It's a half stud back instead of a normal where you'd think a plate would lay. It's using the openings within the snot bricks to get another half plate back. I'm dealing with math that's literally no longer a stud. I'm moving things back and forth by a half stud forward or back in certain cases. Perfect. There you go, man. You've got the front up to the tire well pretty much done. Yes, like I said earlier. Today when he opened all the gates, he's really working his way through with all the gates.
Moto, you're going through the matrix, Frank.
Drills up.
Yeah, my internet went fuzzy again.
Well, there he is.
You say?
Internet went fuzzy, but it's back.
Okay.
But yeah, he opened all his gifts, but he didn't have time to play with all his gifts. So we're slowly working our way through the Lego sets as well as the card games, the board games. What did we do today? We played 3 different board games, and then a card game. He's got 2 Lego sets down. What was really cool is the first Lego set he wanted to put together today was the Lego Catamaran, the Technic Catamaran.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Yeah, he's infatuated with 2 things. One is water, and the other is cats. So, he's been wearing a cat costume around.
Okay.
The cat ears occasionally, cat slipper. He's got cat slippers, cat ears, and then he's got this little cat tail that he's been pinning to the back of his Levi's.
Mhm.
So he's a little cat running around with his little stuffies that are new, and then with the Lego stuff, that catamaran will float in water. So he was really excited to build that. But he wanted the alternate. He didn't want the actual sailboat. He wanted the speedboat.
So he's like into all the gears and all that stuff. Like the Lego with all the gears. Right?
Yeah, it's surprising when he does his own thing. He's usually building with Technic elements or Bionicle, and then he'll do system maybe a third of the time. But it's fascinating to me that even at a young age, he thought that working with Technic was easier than working with system bricks.
Ah.
And then Bionicle was really easy because it's got those really chunky metal connections in there.
Right. I forgot about Bionicle. I had a nephew who loved Bionicle.
Yeah, that's why I love the bricks and minifigs. Is they have the one location you have to ask, but the other location, one of the bins is dedicated to Bionicle pieces. And Bricklink, it's almost impossible to find a lot of Bionicle in one store. Whereas if you go to Bricks and Minifigs for $30, you can load up on just a ton of Bionicle components. And then, as long as you mix up the core body shape with the right plates and the arms, the legs, you can really get he's really made some really freaky Bionicles. Or Hero Factory Bionicle, all that construction stuff. He's made like an 8-armed Freakazoid with a scorpion tail and 3 heads, or there's always something nutty coming off of those bodies. Half the time they're not even balanced. They kind of look like John Carpenter's The Thing, mid-transformation.
Yeah.
You know? If you know what I'm saying. They'll have like one kind of arm and then a totally different arm over here, and then one leg is mutated out sideways, and there's another strange leg coming out of the chest, and then there's like a head coming off at a weird angle. Yeah, real fun stuff. Oh, I finally understood Flash Pants. Good pun. It does make him Persian. P-U-R-R.
Nice with the pun.
Nice. He's starting to make his own puns. He started 2 weeks ago. But he was playing with this. So another thing he got a Nerf gun, so he wanted to play Nerf battle. And it was dogs versus cats. He was the cat.
Uh-huh.
And then he thought he was being really sneaky. I could see him, of course, but I ignored it. But he comes up behind me and he shoots me and he goes, "That was a catastrophe. Get it?" And then he runs away laughing. I think it was hysterical. There you go. So if you're familiar with the first Mad Max movie, the police force that they belong to has a gold sword insignia spray painted on a shield on the side of the car. And so what I did is I used that Nexo shield to try to represent that insignia. That's the closest match I could find. Because in this build, there are no stickers. 0. It's all printed.
400.
Ooh. Yeah, Monica, if you just know what the book is, I could he might already have it. He got about 5 or 6 different cat-related books for his reading level, so he can work on his reading. And then a bunch of Nat Geo. I think about 15 Nat Geo books, because he has to work on his reading more than most kids.
Yeah, it's doing the same thing with the fighting. but they don't want to do it. It's not that they can't, but they just don't want to because they lose the. It's not exciting for them.
Oh, he has he struggles. He gets a special enhanced learning plan because he has a reading and writing disability. But in other ways, he's got a gift for spatial stuff. So and creativity. So it's kind of weird. It's like he's got a disability in one end, but then he's like a gifted what they call it, gifted and talented or whatever plan on the other side. So it's like
visualize things.
Yeah, his visualization skills, his spatial intelligence, his mathematical reasoning is really high in aptitude. So it's kind of like on one side they're trying to accelerate him, on the other side they're just trying to always catch him up.
Right.
So it's really weird where it's like going in both directions. It's kind of working hard to try to keep up in one and then tearing it up in the other. Oh yeah, hey Daily Brick. Twice exceptional. He's not twice exceptional because he's not on an IEP, so he's not technically twice exceptional. But he gets a lot of remediation that keeps him off from being on an IEP. Yeah, he's a cool kid. The best part is he's so nice. He's just such a nice guy. He's always getting, he's always, what do they call it? Demonstrating respect and demonstrating respect and responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an award at his school. He gets that maybe once a year out of the 3 trimesters.
I mean, that's for real because, like, what?
Yeah, that's a huge deal.
It is because, like, kids today, they just don't have it, man. With COVID happening and stuff like that, and I gotta sit in on little Spidey stuff. Some kids be trying to run the whole classroom, man. They'll run the whole classroom over the top of the teacher. So it's like, being cool and having that's cool, man.
No, the collaboration and team building and being kind-hearted and all of that is so essential, especially nowadays, everything we do is so complicated. You have to work in teams to get anything done, at least from what I've seen. And if you're always, I just like having a really loving kid. I think it's awesome. Something I work on all the time. When we could, it was lots of playground time. Because playgrounds are great for kids just playing together, but also, what happens when one kid falls or gets hurt? What if they get in a fight? How do you resolve that? There's a positive way to teach kids all of that stuff.
Yeah.
How do you deal with a bully? How do you deal with that one kid who's not behaving?
I think I doubled my
yeah, no
dark
kidding,
plate,
man.
plate
Gosh.
tile. All of this dark plate tile was in that bin.
Oh wow.
That's what I had left, so I think I just
Oh man.
Doesn't look like a pickup before, Frank.
doubled that. That was my mock. Troy saw it.
I think you're ready for more Star Wars, man, with that much gray.
Star Wars mock. That was the big laser cannon I made that was shooting at the door.
Oh yeah.
It had like a lot of dark.
Oh, were you making like that crate, whatever it was, energy hammer thing, or?
I had a nanoscale crate, so the door was like this, and the AT-ATs are micro scale.
Yeah.
The cannon was still
that cannon is still massive.
The cannon was as big because they're hauling it with AT-ATs. So
yeah, I know.
Or those other tank machines.
Well, they had those, they had the big fingered knolling roller. They didn't show them very well, but they were like those beach crawlers that one artist makes, but they were super sized. They had this like they'd go forward like that.
I like the ones of those too.
Yeah, awesome.
Lego string pulling it.
I'm flipping the head.
I'll give it for the Empire. They know how to build something at scale. They don't think small.
Tore it off the Death Star and then made it a mobile device.
I'm gonna stop right here.
Stop there for the night.
Oh wait, let's see how far to get.
It ain't.
Well, he's 70 minutes into the show.
Yeah, he got to $3.99, folks. $3.99. No, no, you got to $4.14.
Yeah.
You broke the 400s.
Yeah, man.
So, Mel,
Uh-huh.
the next part of the build is you're going to work on the interior. You've pretty much finished up the front and the sides, aside from the dashboard.
Yeah, I was thumbing through and I'm seeing like Lego minifigure heads and stuff like that. So I'm like, oh, that's good. You know, I can put this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Little neat inside interior.
Can you flip ahead to 445?
Yeah.
Okay, because there's something. There's a hint I have to give you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you're gonna make this like basically cars from the 70s and 80s. The drive shaft
Right
would
there.
pass through the floorboard,
Right.
and so you get this bump.
Mhm.
That's what you're going to be building. Is basically the mechanism that emulates that drive shaft bump going through the back.
Mhm.
Now, there's going to be a 1x1 round tile. Okay.
Mhm.
That tile is going to face toward the front of the car. There's going to be a projection on the Lego piece in the back.
Mhm.
And what you need to do is put that projection. Do you see where those two slopes, inverse slopes, are in the back?
Yeah, in the back. Yep.
You're going to be tucking that projection underneath those inverse wedges in the gap that's formed there.
Oh, okay.
So it's not going to sit flush. You actually have to angle it in and put it into that gap that those inverse slopes create, that pocket. That threw Richard and Flynn too. They thought it was had to go flush, but it doesn't. You actually have to get the final projecting piece of that build underneath and into that pocket of those inverse slopes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
After that, the dashboard is really what do I want to say? It's got a lot of really gnarly bar angles going on it.
Mhm.
So it's going to have a tendency to want to fall apart on you. You just have to kind of work with it very gently and very delicately.
Oh, look at that.
And then when it comes down to set it in place, you're going to need to stop, and I'm going to need you to. I will have to walk you through taking it partially apart and resetting it into the model because I didn't do the instructions correctly.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, if you build up the dash, just don't set it into the model. But you can go ahead and make all the chairs and, the steering wheel and stuff like that,
Yeah.
if you want to, and continue with the back stuff and progress from there.
Okay.
The dashboard is definitely the gnarliest connection you have to make in this model.
Oh, man, I'm looking at it. Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it's because I should have separated the steering wheel, holding the steering wheel up with the Technic brick, separate from laying the dash into the body of the car. And you can always use your eyelash glue if you need to. Thank you, Punny Cats. I'm going to make a note. Punny Cats from Scholastic. Thank you.
Rounds.
Thank you, Monica Berry.
Like how they use the slopes here, man. These curved slopes to make that the hood.
Yeah, now that you look at the kind of the way it's set in there, so the centerpiece going up to the engine block is a 2x3 curved slope within a tile, whereas the ones just next to it, well, then it goes down to a 1x2 with a bow in order to get the air intakes, And then the next ones over toward the side are 2x4s, so they have a slightly more gradual curve to them. And then the ones after that are I think it's 1x8s before you use the tiles to give it an even gradualer curve. So that's trying to, once again, it's trying to show that the hood, gets taller as it gets toward the engine block at the same time that it's sweeping from front to back. Yeah, and the fact that I just love the way the headlights integrate in that perfect angle.
Yeah, they do.
Of matching the hood and the bumper. Kind of fun.
Yeah,
yeah, and then a supercharger and an engine block that's so large that you can't see anything when you're driving. So,
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that's really high up there.
Yeah, that's George Miller for you. I mean, all of his cars look great and ridiculous, but they're some of them are almost undrivable because you can't see out of the car. Yeah, you can't see out of the vehicle.
Can't see over the hood.
Yeah, I think there was one vehicle for Fury Road. They had to not include it in the film. It was too dangerous to drive. Even the stunt driver said they couldn't. They didn't have enough visibility. I think it's called the Rat Rod or something like that. But when a stunt driver tells you that they're not comfortable in a car, that's pretty much saying that the car is.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That car is completely undrivable.
There's some crazy stunts in that movie too.
Oh yeah, all practical. That's what's so crazy. I mean, that's why I love these films. There's so much practical effects and great stuff going on.
I watched a newer one just now called Future World. It's got some. It looks a little Mad Maxy.
Did you say Future World? I never heard
of that.
It's
called Future World.
I gotta check that out.
It was all right.
Anything that's post-apocalyptic with practical effects, I love. Anything practical effects. None of this ridiculous Fast and Furious franchise stuff that's gone off the rails. Where it's all like, that's not the way vehicles work. When you hit something, vehicles come apart. I mean, it's like pod racing, That's what I love about Fury Road is when a vehicle gets hit, it completely does what a vehicle does. It just flies into about 1 million pieces. At those speeds, it's exactly what you'd expect.
Oh yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm gonna take my my tough guy truck and I'm gonna drive it through this concrete wall. It's like, no, you're not. It's not an M1 Abrams, man. You can't just drive through buildings. It's not a tank that's designed to go through that stuff.
Oh.
So what do you think, Mel? You're going to keep maybe working on it off and on tomorrow?
Yeah, indeed. I'll roll again tomorrow. I don't have anything else to do.
But I since I'm still on the break until New Year's and all that, feel free to message me and we'll work something out, and I can keep giving you moral support and making sure you're not dying of boredom.
Oh no, man! This is getting exciting, man. I hate to put it down, but other people save the bills, but I want to knock out a night, man.
You are. Here's how far you are. You are approaching halfway. That's the problem with these 1,000-piece builds. Is like you've been slamming on them for so long, and then you're like, I've only gotten halfway.
And the sad part about it is that, once it's over with, I'm like, man. But I think by then I'll be out of house arrest. So
no, I mean once it's done, you can get key slime and clean it up and do what you want.
Yeah, indeed.
Have fun with this. I don't know.
Oh yeah, man.
Okay.
Let's see on the intro right here. Like, check out you. Yeah, sure.
That was nice, man. You had the low range going there.
Little something, little something, something.
I felt my head reverberating. It was nice.
All you needed was some bass in the back of the truck, like bass. All right, man. All right, we are going to conclude for today, boys and girls. Hope your holiday was happy. I know mine has been, hanging with Moto and my friends. We're approaching the new year, and that's a good idea. What are we going to do versus New Year's? Like,
For New Year's?
Versus New Year's, right? Like, because that's the holiday, right?
Yeah, on Friday.
Are you guys going to do another challenge build? Is that what you're saying?
We are. That's our thing we do every month, just to keep the skills sharp.
Which day? Which day are you going to do it?
That's what I'm asking my friends. What do you guys want to do?
Whenever Moto can be there.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever Moto can make it.
We usually do Tuesday.
Oh, that's your invite there, brother. Look at that.
No, I want to give one a shot. That's why I was because I'm off until the new year. I'm on PTO.
Okay.
Well, it'll be next year.
No. I'm saying I'm on PTO until the first rolls around, and then I go back to work.
Okay.
So anytime across this next, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, or 8 days, because it goes through Sunday.
Well, we've already done our December one, unfortunately.
Okay. I will listen to you guys, and whenever you want to book the next one, I'll do something like I'll advance play time, or I'll work a project late into the evening so I can get off work early or something like that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, I'm at a disadvantage because I don't have the shelf systems like you guys have, but I'd love to give it a shot.
Well, I'll tell you what. You can pre-think what you're going to build and then just get the parts out.
No, that's cheating. You wouldn't want me to do that. That would be unfair.
I mean, if you're not really set up, I would.
I've set up enough. I mean, I've got bricks and I've got bags. It's just that if I need to do a color thing, I'll lose maybe 5 minutes going to the garage and pulling some brick.
Mm.
It's not going to be that bad.
It's casual.
Yeah,
and it's
you
casual,
don't have to,
right?
You don't have to make something ridiculously incredible. Just make.
I
something,
can't. Trust
something
me, my
little.
stuff takes hundreds of hours. There's no way.
Just make something small that
Yep.
you feel like you can complete mostly, and then you know.
No, I'm not going to pull a Holly or contracts on you guys. Just way.
Yeah, it's just for fun.
It's all fun.
We can theme it around Moto's ball and joint connections. Use as many.
No,